Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'll be talking about a heavyweight prospect to look out for. And that heavyweight prospect is Curtis Blaydes. And he's in a division that definitely needs the talent. And as of late, there have been a lot of heavyweight prospects emerging. And he is one of those prospects. And I would say he might just be the very best prospect that we are now seeing in the heavyweight division revealing themselves. At only 27, he's very young for the division. He's 6'4", 255 pounds, so he's on the larger side for heavyweight. He's 6'4", but he doesn't have a frame that's like pretty much one of those little bulky frames that it will have like kind of like slower fighters. He's big, but at the same time, he has a certain speed to him. So he has very good attributes for the weight class, and he has good reach, and most importantly, he has solid wrestling. And I think he might be the best wrestler in the weight class outside of Cain Velasquez and maybe Daniel Cormier if Daniel Cormier decides to stick around in the heavyweight division. But he's saying he's not only had like a year left, so we kind of count Daniel Cormier outside of that equation for now. So outside of Cain Velasquez, I think he's the best heavyweight wrestler we've seen, and I think he'll probably argue that he's a better wrestler than Cain Velasquez. So, but I think he definitely could butt into a solid contender in this weight class at heavyweight. He has the size, he has very good wrestling, he has the strength, and he has the will to win, he has the endurance. And he strikes me one of those prospects that even though they might start out as a wrestler, he could translate those attributes that he have in wrestling to everything else. That determination, that grit. If he keeps focusing and improving on his striking, then his striking will get there. I'm not saying striking will ever be no K1 level striker, but if he can improve his striking, he already has his wrestling now. Then when you get the striking good, the more he improves on striking, the more dangerous he'll become. And at 27, when you look at a lot of other champions at this age, they weren't really in the position he is in now. So he certainly has the time on his side, and he has all the attributes he needs to be a solid contender. I think in just about 2 years, I think he could be a true threat for Stipe Miocic in just about 2 years. Just work on his striking, keep his wrestling the same, and get that veteran experience fighting top level competition, and he'll be right there, in my opinion. And I think he'll be a huge threat for Stipe Miocic. I might even favor him to beat Stipe Miocic in 2 years' time. So Curtis Blaydes is a solid fighter for sure. When you compare him to other fighters, he's 4-1 in the UFC. Well, 4-1-1. His only loss being to Nagano, and it wasn't like he was knocked out by Nagano. It was a TKO doctor stoppage. It was due to a cut. He took Nagano's best punches and he kept coming. And just like in the Mark Hunt fight, he almost got knocked out by Mark Hunt. But that heart thing, that's not an intangible that you really can't give a fighter. Some fighters can have all the skills in the world, but when they get hurt, they quit. And he showed in that fight, against Mark Hunt, he went to wrestling. That's his strong suit. Why would he not wrestle if he has the opportunity to? And he went to Mark Hunt. He was tossing Mark Hunt around like he was a feather when he started getting his wrestling on. So he took the best from Mark Hunt. He showed heart, and he was able to survive that exchange and went on to dominate the fight from there on out. So Curtis Blaydes is a solid fighter, and you could say he's a lay in prayer or whatever you want to say, or lay in stall. But most of his finishes have been stoppage outside of the Mark Hunt and the Omielanchik fight. And the Omielanchik fight might be, or I'm going to say Daniel fight, what might be a fight that you could look back on that wasn't that impressive. It was real close. He wasn't able to secure no takedowns. Omielanchik was able to shut down a lot of his takedowns. But he was able to still find a way to win, even not even being able to use his best tool. He might have used his tool to make Omielanchik uncomfortable, which allowed Curtis Blaydes to land his strikes that he wanted to land, or at least make the fight his fight and push it in the direction he wants it to go. But he wasn't truly able to use his wrestling, but he still was able to find a way to win. So you're always gonna get these tough fights in your career. You could be the best wrestler in the world. You might come across somebody that trained well for you, and they just kind of shut you down that fight. Or maybe you didn't perform up to your abilities that fight. But he did what he had to do, and he got a win, and was a unanimous decision. So that's all shows good stuff. And like I said, he's a very young fighter, and he's only gonna get better. Even if he had like a bad win is better than a great loss, in my opinion. Especially since he's gonna keep butting and keep taking these wins. And even like just like by taking that tough win and realizing what he has to do, like that everything just not gonna come easy. In a fight that he might was expected to run through his opponent, it was a difficult fight, but he was able to overcome that fight and get better from it. I think ever since that performance, he got better. Now he had the Mark Hunt fight, and that was a good performance in my opinion for him, almost career defining, basically career defining. And now he's gonna get a chance against Overeem, who might also be a bad stylistic matchup with his takedowns, but he'll have the opportunity to show his skills. And I think he could, if by keep progressing and fighting these top level opponents, I think Curtis Blaydes will be right on his route to being a true contender or a true title threat, as I see him to be in the future or even near future. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and come back for more videos. Peace.